Then again.
It's party time. Maybe it's always been a Marty party. Who's to say? Who's to say? Welcome in to the Toyota Lounge, the Winner's Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. This is the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365. We got Big E and Rudo coming to you live as the Avs defeat the LA Kings 4-0 at home. Look, the first portion of the game was close, but Avs take care of business at home again. It's 11 straight wins at home. They're on another winning streak in a row. This is 4. This team might just be pretty good, man.
Frank the tank streaking. They are good. You know
nice.
It. I know it. We all know it. They're good. I'm not being cocky or ahead of myself. Listen. Results speak for themselves right now.
Mm-hmm. Hard to argue.
I'm not being disrespectful to the LA Kings. Yes, they're not a good road team this year in the National Hockey League. Yes, they don't score goals on the road. Don't ask me why. But, man, oh, man, the Avalanche might not even have broken a sweat tonight. And that's no disrespect to the LA Kings and no disrespect to McKenzie. You know what I mean? Because he had to make a few good saves. And
he did.
But never were we nervous. We said after the first, you and I and Yaya and Tiff texted us from the concert because she just, she was looking at the game on the concert. And, we're all saying the same thing, kind of a boring period, so to speak. Then if you look at, I hate shots, but, it was 14-6 or something.
Yeah.
And it was and I called it lackadaisical from the Avalanche in the first. I mean, we're so accustomed to them being so good right now. And then all of a sudden they took control and it was kind of never nervous, never bored, never, it was, no, I shouldn't say bored, I'm saying, but never, my heart rate didn't go up. Oh my God, I'm so nervous tonight. I was nervous a little bit today after morning skate. I'm you know what? The LA Kings are superb lately. They're a fun team. They're 9-1 in their last 10. This is a good test for the Avalanche. Now, did we ever find out if Kemper was sick or,
I have not heard about Kemper, but
I'm not blaming Big Save Dave. I'm saying, I would have put Kemper, but unless he was hurt or something. I don't know. Who knows? I'm not coaching. This
game feels a little bit different than a lot of the Avs wins lately. We've seen the Avs win their first periods a lot. In this, what are they, 13-1-1 now or whatever it is in their last 15? They didn't lose the first period, but they also didn't win it. Even if you felt like they maybe had better control, it's 0-0 after 1. And then they come into the second period and kind of just pound LA into the dirt, man.
Yeah.
And there are multiple sides to this, one of which being they didn't give LA a way into this game. They kill multiple penalties in the first half of the game. And Mackenzie Blackwood comes up with, I think, 3 big saves for you. He stops a partial break, prevents a goal from going in off of a Sam Malinsky turnover, and then there was a third really high-danger opportunity that I can't exactly remember how it played out, but there was another third big save from Mackenzie. Yeah.
Call up there, that Cornell kid?
Yep. So, pretty good stuff. Top to bottom, you played one of the better defensive teams in the league tonight, and even if they are worse on the road, whatever, they're still a quality defensive team.
Yeah.
And you out-defensed them pretty significantly.
Man, I don't know what else to say. They got everything right now.
Yep.
We said it on our pod. We said it on the mini pod. We said it on our daily show. We say they're built to win. And there's a reason they're winning right now down the stretch, which is, playoff type hockey, right?
Yep.
A big game for the LA Kings tonight. They're trying to get home ice, which they've been dynamite all year long. Maybe that's their key to finally beating the Edmonton Oilers, right? I don't know.
Home ice, yeah.
So that's a big game for them. They didn't play last night. They didn't play tomorrow. it's not like they're saving themselves. It was like, it's a big game for them.
Yep.
For Cobb. I'm just saying, they got everything right now, and everything's humming at the same time. Yeah, I was asking, like, sometimes do you get too complacent? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it's going to be brought up by the coaching staff.
LA felt a little complacent, for sure.
Yeah. No, but I mean, the Avalanche, are you going to get too complacent here? You know what I mean? Like, coming up.
Just because you're playing good right now.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get punched in the mouth a little bit, right? You know what I mean? You want to have a little bit of adversity. You want to feel better about your game. So,
I mean, the Avs have had plenty of adversity this year, but
no, I'm talking about lately.
I know.
Like, Nelson wasn't there. Coyle wasn't there. You know what I mean? With that group. This is a new group, right? You know, you got to go with this group. Boy, I mean, I tell you, pretty fun to watch right now.
Yeah. Just a little bit fun. Put it to you that way. It's a lot of factors to get into here, too. I do think it is important to note. Sure, you're the better team in the first period or whatever. You still ultimately need the results on the scoreboard. And who gets the Avs on the scoreboard first? LOC. Depth goal starts it. And your stars show up later, and we'll get into them. But Logan O'Connor is the one to jam that first goal home net front. It does the greasy stuff, does the style of hockey that you know and love from the Avs depth guys. And it's... When you talk about teams like LA and you expect to have to grind out games and you expect there to not be a lot of space, you expect it to be tough for your depth to produce. And what ends up being the game-winning goal for LOC there?
Yeah, oh, you're right. First goal, again, didn't talk about it pregame, but first goal of the game, like, take the lead, is a big difference.
Yeah.
It was a dirtbag goal. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I love when they're greasy dirt bags. That line... Don't kid yourself. I don't care what happens. I don't care who gets hurt. It's a great fourth line. 18, 25, 17. They will be together. They will be in the lineup come game one. So I'm not worried about, that. They understand the assignment right now. They understand bring the buzz, the little energy, the whatever you want to call it, mucking it up. They get it. I think Bednar and company, and they got their thumb on them right now. You know what I mean? Like, make sure that they're doing it night in and night out.
Yep.
And then you got Miles tonight that came in, and, I thought he was fine. You know what I mean? I thought he was fine.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice him much.
I didn't notice him till we went on the forecheck, couple shifts there, and I was like, oh, man, he is so fast he can get on pucks there. So, again, as an athlete, not easy to get in the lineup, get out of the lineup, get in the lineup, get out. It's tough. Especially if you've never really dealt with that in your career. For sure. Your ego gets hurt a little bit. There's a reason they go and get more guys is because you're not doing the job. So he was okay tonight. But then again, that's why you have depth. That's why you have competition. Ice time ends up being a little bit skewed at the end because it's a 4-0 game. And what's his name? Bednar really... he's trying to keep the contract. Like, he doesn't want, like,
Marty can't be making 11 out here.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to get a hat trick. So that came from upstairs. They told him, please don't play him. Don't play him. Actually, people think that way sometimes, but, it's not how it works.
Not the case.
No, not the case. You knew they were going to play more of the third, fourth line, right? You have an afternoon game Saturday. A hot team in St. Louis. So I thought the ice time was... pretty well spread out.
Yep. Miles, the only guy under 10. So,
I mean, it's a 4-0 game. You didn't get 10, so it's that's not. I'm not laughing. I'm saying that's not promising. When
not likely to stay in the lineup, I would guess.
No,
but everybody else in the depth, I don't know that you can argue too much about. You got production from. I mean, are they your fourth line? Or are they your third line tonight? I don't know. Yeah. Call them what you want when it comes to Kelly, Drury, and O'Connor. Got a goal out of them, got assists out of them. Your top six was fantastic, even those who didn't necessarily produce
power
points.
Play scores.
Your power play scores twice. You win the special teams battle 2-0. And if you don't think that's important for the playoffs, let me tell you.
And your goalie gets a shutout.
And your goalie,
there you go. Two boxes.
Finally gets one over the line with the shutout too.
Two boxes, right?
Yep.
At goaltending, you win, and the special teams, you win. Again,
You
those
also
are
won
two.
the defense and the offense and the 5-on-5 and
Yeah.
everything. But I guess you took more penalties. You lost that battle.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I mean, not really
They evened up
undisciplined.
at the
But
end, right? Actually, I take it back. It was 3-3. You're even.
Was
in
it 3-3?
penalties,
Okay.
Yeah. So
we'll take it.
pretty good night all the way around against an LA team that let me get your thought on this, E. You had an LA team that came in tonight and it felt like they played pretty slow hockey. Part of that is by design. But was this a team that was trying to play slow shutdown hockey that the Avs found a way to crack? Or was the LA maybe a little bit lacking with their energy levels tonight?
I think it's more the start of the first part, what you said.
Okay. The Avs cracked them a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more like they're so afraid, and you know what I mean. Like, hey, we're gonna stay back. We're gonna sit back, and we're gonna play tight. And the Avalanche kind of found a way. Once they found the way, then there was no looking back. And
Yep.
I mean, we all know the LA Kings, for some reason, goals on the road have not come easy. So the best recipe was for the Avalanche to get on the board, right? You know, to get a goal or two ahead. And by doing that, I don't know. I think, again, you'll look on the roster, you look on the board in the morning there, and you're like, wow, that's a pretty deep team.
Yeah.
That's a lot of speed, right?
A lot of work to do.
That's a lot of speed with 13 and 29. Then you're looking at the other line. You got Marty Party. You know, that's a lot of speed there. And then you're like, how about down the middle? That's pretty strong. And then, you know, let alone Kel McCarr and worrying about the Avalanche always jumping up on the play and everything. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you're like, oh, man. So you play on your heels a little bit, right? And I think that's what happened.
Where's the weakness?
On paper, there's not many.
Point to the weakness.
I don't have one on paper.
The weakest link in this team, in my opinion, is Keaton Middleton, and he was the Avs' best possession defenseman tonight. Where's the weakness?
My guy.
There is none. The Avs have no weaknesses right now when they play to their ability. And I think that's the next conversation I want to have. The Avs played really well tonight. This was not the A game. This was probably a B+, maybe an A-. But there's even more in the tank than what we saw from the Avs tonight.
And what I'm liking is, again, I was maybe a little too harsh earlier when I said I'd like to see a little bit more adversity. What I meant by, you know what, there are some adversity. They lost Sammy for a couple games ago.
Yeah.
Manson, top 4D. I don't want to hear, oh, he's having a tough year. I get it. I understand. I'm the first one to say it. You're still missing a top 4D. I understand the Kings were missing a few guys. That's not what we're talking about. God knows how much the Avalanche have missed guys this year.
The Avs have been
So
missing
we're going to leave that one
multiple
alone.
top 6 guys for months.
We're going to leave that one alone.
on.
You know, but what I'm saying is they have been tested more than I give them credit for, especially on the back end. And then who stands up? Malinsky's been awesome.
Agree.
And then you're saying tonight Middleton gets the best possession numbers of the Avalanche. Sheltered a little bit, maybe.
Yeah,
you know,
for
it doesn't,
sure.
it doesn't
He
matter.
was,
Yeah,
but-
right. Is Georgiev in net? I'm looking at
He
5-5.
is, yeah,
okay,
they
I'm just-
gave up 2 in the last minute. They're going to overtime.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, yeah. What do I know? I'm sure he's a nice guy. Not. I'm kidding. Anyway, I lost my track when I saw the 5 there. I'm like, flashbacks. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. But anyway, they've had more adversity than I give them credit for.
They
I'm
haven't
talking
had
about the last
not
15
much
games.
of late,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
I mean, boy, oh boy, maybe the adversity is from within. You know, like
it's not like they haven't been there.
like the
for
wood,
sure.
and you know what I mean. Like it's like okay, you know what I mean. Like that's you know you want him to do well, you want him to get in the lineup, right? You know, you want to see a pro athlete get back in there for good. Yeah, I mean, holy cow! But you are right. There's not a lot of weaknesses there.
Yeah, the team feels awfully well rounded for a team that is missing a Josh Manson, that is missing an Eric Johnson, that is missing a Kiviranta tonight, and it still feels well rounded.
The cat.
That's impressive. That is impressive stuff for a hockey team to be that deep, especially one that, frankly, half their lineup was an AHL team at times this year. And that's not their fault. There are injuries, there are other factors there. But to go from that to what the Avs are built like now is outrageous.
That's why. And again, I'll say it again. Jack Adams. I won't say anything else. I'm going to leave it at that.
You know I agree with you, and you also know he's not going to win it.
No, I know. But it doesn't mean that we can't talk about it like for 2 seconds like we just did.
He gets the most out of his guys. He gets the most out of his guys.
Absolutely.
Instead of going down that rabbit hole, let's pay some bills instead. And let's go talk on that side of things. Would you say the Avs are hot?
They're hot like Hockey East teams right now.
They're burning like the sun, perhaps. Mm-hmm. So hot that you might need to shield your eyes.
Yeah.
That's where Shady Rays comes in to play. Go get your new pair of sunglasses with Shady Rays. Use code DNVR at shadyrays.com to get 35% off any pair of polarized sunglasses over there. Given 5 stars by over 300,000 people. They even have ski and snowboard goggles if that's your thing. You can jump in with those. They've even got corrective lenses. You can get corrective sunglasses if you're Eric. You might need some to be able to read the chat.
I'm about to tap out. I need some. I'm tapping out.
You know, I'm saying. Plain sunglasses too. Different colors. Something for everybody. The coolest part is when you get a pair for the first 30 days, if you don't like them, you lose them or you break them, Shady Rays will replace them entirely for free. So go get with Shady Rays today. ShadyRays.com. Use that DNVR code to get 35% off any pair of polarized sunglasses today. And once you got your pretty new sunglasses, maybe take them out to a sporting event. Get with Game Time today. Jump in with Game Time. Go get your tickets with Game Time's app. You can use code DNVR when you sign up with Game Time to get $20 off your first purchase with them. Of course, terms and conditions apply there, but $20 is a great deal on a site that guarantees you the best price on tickets anyway, without the $20. So go check them out. Go use their Game Time Picks feature. You put in whatever you're searching for as far as tickets, and Game Time will filter out all the junk. They'll only show you the best tickets for the best prices. And it's more than just sports, too. Tiff went to a concert today. She would have got tickets through Game Time. You can get tickets to concerts, theaters, movies, you name it. Game Time has you covered. Use that Game Time Picks feature. Download the app today with over 15 million people getting their tickets through Game Time. Be sure to use that DNVR code to get $20 off. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. I love talking about the depth as much as anyone, but let's get into the 3 stars of the game because not depth doing the star showings tonight when it comes to the Colorado Avalanche. It's your top 6 guys. It's your important guys when it comes to your lineup, including star numero 3.
Troisième étoile, the 3rd star.
Sankai, probably. I don't know what star is in Japanese. Sorry. Jonathan Drouin is my 3rd star for the night. A multi-point night. That auxiliary piece on the top line. Effective hockey. And there's one thing I do want to shout out that maybe is more of a frustration than anything with Drouin. Shoot the puck.
Never will.
He shot the puck and he scored a goal.
He's got a good shot.
I know. Shoot it, Jonathan. You're good. But it's not the points necessarily or the ability of the Avs top 6 necessarily that I want to get into with Jonathan. With Jonathan, I want to talk about the flexibility because we talk about a guy like Lecky who is a fixer on all these lines. I wouldn't put Drouin in the fixer category, but he's able to move up and down the lineup and play an effective hockey game for you.
Here's what I'm going to say. This is a statement. Write it down. You ready?
Get my pen.
Yeah, I'll put it down. We didn't like some of the top 6 moves they made, right? Remember? Like, whatever.
Nelson with McKinnon was weird.
We didn't like it. I love Marty Party with McKinnon. Remember, we did. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, now you got 11, 88, and is it Lucky?
Yeah, 62.
62. 62. And it's clicking, it's working. We all know McKinnon, we've talked about that. He can play with you and me, and it's going to work.
Yeah.
Maybe
He could turn me into a 15-goal scorer.
He could turn you. Me, I'm done.
Or maybe Kale, after that Mo Sider butt goal, Kale maybe could.
So, here's what I'm going to tell you. That's just me, and I'm not saying he was pouting because to play with Brock Nelson and, that is not anything to spit at. But I'm telling you right now, there's a T-shirt we have here at the DNVR, the Halifax Homies. Mm-hmm. tickles his belly. It does. Ooh, little tickle. You know, he loves to play with his buddy.
True.
He does. I see it in his face. I see it in Mac. That's a little bit of a serious face. You see it when Drouin scores, he gets excited, or Drouin makes a play with him, he gets excited. I just feel that you got to keep that connection.
What did Alan Walsh tell us at the start of the year?
Exactly.
Don't mess with Happy.
I see Happy, and I'm not saying he's being a little baby if he's playing with Brock now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I see, like I said, ooh, little tickle. You know, he gets all excited. I get it. I mean, I would be too. But I just feel that he is such a good compliment to McKinnon that hopefully is what we see down the stretch here. Obviously, it's working for the Avalanche right now.
Yep.
But great pick by you for the third star, la troisième étoile.
I had to pump my tires on my crystal ball pick.
I liked it. Yeah, you called it before. Well, we both called it.
Before we get to our second star, you guys did get us to over 100 likes quickly there, so we appreciate y'all. We got some winner shots to do here. Little Dr. Dubs for you. Me and E got some. We even got some for Tiff, who's back in the house. So cheers to you. Cheers to the Avs popping off. We appreciate y'all. Whew. Let's go. All right. Star number 2. And this is the most Mackenzie Blackwood thing ever, to get the shutout and not get the first star of the game. But that's what happened here. Blackwood does convert a shutout. It feels like he probably has earned a couple more shutouts with the Avalanche the way he's played. Some late goals have gone in on him. 4-0 against a bona fide playoff team. Oh, they played bad. Oh, and LA's not very... They're a playoff team, and you just shut them out. That's a good game.
And I think you've been the guy that's talked about that the most, and that was before he even became an Avalanche. And in order to be productive with the Avalanche, he's going to have those types of games. Again, tonight wasn't
23 save shutout.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Which, by the way, got me to my bet by 1 save. We
got it?
Yeah.
Nice. Give me some. But hey, let me hang in.
Sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. Again, when Mackenzie gets rocked, shot, I feel so good. You know that. I feel so good. He can take the load. He feels good. I get worried, not because I don't have confidence in him. I get worried because I'm less worried now. When he came from San Jose, I was worried. Now I'm really not worried. But a game like tonight reassures me again. You know what I mean? Like, he can go for 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, don't even get a shot.
Yeah.
And then you get a big chance.
Keep himself in it, yeah.
You keep yourself in it. I think goaltenders will tell you this is an art. It's not an easy thing to do. And I think he's doing it. And I think he's starting to feel comfortable with that situation. So if that situation, not if, when it occurs again down the stretch here and in the playoffs, because the Avalanche are a good team, then he's going to have battle tested it himself into those situations. So that's why for me tonight, besides the 3-4 big ones he makes, hey, I'm the one that challenged him last week too. I'm like, yeah, he's been okay. You know what I mean? Just need a little bit better. Well, tonight's stuff to be a little bit better, he's at 0. You know what I mean? So
just
stuff to be better at 0.
I think it's so easy to forget because Blackwood and Wedgwood have been so good since coming here. The ones you're supposed to save are important too, right?
Absolutely.
You have to make the big ones, but making the big ones doesn't matter if you don't make the ones you're supposed to make.
And for the record, Wedgwood at practice this morning, I don't care. You're going to say it's a morning skate. You know what? Such a joy and such a treat to watch. He was rolling around. Nick was dying. You know, he was like, this guy's so fun. Like, he is unbelievable. He was making saves. Everybody was ooh, ha, ha. And he was running around. He's just like targeting guys. And it's fun. It's fun to have a guy like that. And you can tell those two like each other. They play well together, like play off of each other, I mean. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been years that this is as solid as the Avs goaltending has been. You know what I mean? It's very solid. Very nice to watch.
Yeah, I think it does rival the Kemper Francouz tandem a little bit.
Yeah.
I think in some ways it does. Obviously, different people, but
yeah.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, let's get to our number one star tonight,
Party.
which is the Marty Party. Martin Necas with a 3-point night, including 2 goals. Pretty good player. Pretty good for the Avs, particularly. And I saw someone talk about this in chat on the watch along. Obviously, there are other factors here, but has Marty Necas just straight up fixed the Avs power play?
I'll tell you one thing. When he came, they were struggling. Remember, it was ugly. And I know Bednar got defensive one morning skate or one post game about like, we are 7-2 last night. And I'm not making fun of him because you knew he was trying to redirect you know. But it was like to the point where it was like, wow, I can't believe they're still winning because goaltending was outstanding.
Yep.
But they're getting away with it. You know,
For sure.
Because the Avs power play was abyss. Like it was so bad. And it was worrisome. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I'm going to say, and I say it all the time, and people are going to be like so annoying with that. I do believe that adding a right shot changed the dynamics of that power play. And I think now the movement, right? Mac is not just sitting there.
Yep.
Trying his backhand pass. I think there's more movement.
On the half wall, telegraphing that seam pass 8 million times a night.
And I think that's helped, Mac. And I think that's helped Jonathan. I think the competition has helped the power play produce more. Because remember, all of a sudden, what was it? Jonathan wasn't on the first PP anymore. All of a sudden, so guys have been like, yeah, I mean, again, now you've seen a little bit of a second unit, a little bit more often right now for all the reasons, because they've been good as well. But Casey, before Nelson was there, remember, it was like, okay, you're going down to the second PP. And you could tell the body language by guy. And I'm not bagging on Casey because he's not here to defend himself. But I'm saying you could tell it was affecting guys, you know what I mean? Where now it's like, all right, well, guess what? We're going to move guys around. And if this works, this is what's going to work. And this is how we're going to do it. And then if not, then show me that second unit can get out there. They even started the second unit one night tonight. You're going to tell me like, whoa, McKinnon was on the ice. I get that. I've seen McKinnon on the ice many times before where they still start them in the power play.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a trust factor now.
I talked about that in my review for the Detroit game, actually, where the Avs genuinely have 2 units now. There's no excuse anymore. Mm-hmm. You have 8 forwards you can legitimately play on the power play.
Absolutely.
And part of that conversation, which I will give the Avs credit, they stuck to your key. After the first power play, I said, you know what? They were stubborn on that power play. Power play 2 and 3, not so stubborn. They figured it out. They put the puck on the net, and it went in the net. Ray, funny how that works.
Ray, careful. I think Rudo's on to us. Careful. All right. Yeah, Ray was listening. All of a sudden, a shooting power play is a productive power play. I don't care what people say. Oh, that's the stupidest statement. No, a shooting power play is a productive power play.
Yep.
It's just how it is. It was like that 50 years ago. It will be like that 50 years from now. Yeah, you're right. Like, it wasn't that bad of a power play. It was nice. Like, they recouped pucks. They were throwing passes around, but nothing's happening.
Yep.
Why? Because there was no shots. At some point, you got to put the puck on net. And then it opens things up. And you're right. Once they start doing that, boom, they score on a few, and see you later. Marty party.
Marty, our first star, our UC Health Live Extraordinary player of the game for this one. Look, Marty came here and he was a point-per-game player when he first arrived in Colorado. You do it for 10 games, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Marty is still a point-per-game player in Colorado 24 games in. That's legit.
What's he at, 24, 24?
25 and 24.
25, I was going to say he's probably above with 3 points, but yeah. All right, 25.
That's a really good hockey player. We are far enough away from the trade now where people are still doing it, but it's time to stop the direct comparisons between Necas and Mikko.
Yeah.
They're their own players. They're in their own situations. They're doing their own things. And Marty Necas is producing enough to be a top liner in Colorado and then some.
Here's the thing with a guy like that's got skills. Oh, yeah, he plays with McKinnon. No, I understand that. Lately, he plays with Brock Nelson. Here you go. I don't know. Is there anybody on the Islanders that's got over a point a game? I mean, I
doubt it,
many,
but I
so I'm
could
just
look.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And I'm not comparing, but I'm Marty. What people don't understand is you have to have the brain to play with high-end players. High-end players usually want to play with a guy like you, and then you have to produce to be able to be wanted by those guys or trusted by the coaches that you're going to go out there and produce. It's one thing to get the power play. It's one thing to get the quality ice time. But if you're not producing, you're not staying there, man. Somebody else is taking that. So he's taking that role, and I think he's loving it. He's enjoying it. Didn't get that much ice time in Carolina. Right now, he's playing a boatload more time, minutes than he did in Carolina, and it's fun and it shows, and you can tell he's having fun.
Yes, sir. By the way, you mean Carolina or the Islanders?
No, I meant I'm meaning like he's playing with Nelson, not McKinnon right now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, I'm like, okay.
I got what you're saying.
Somebody like blowing the top off anything like in the island right now?
I doubt it, but I'm sure it feels good for Nelson to be playing with a player like that.
And I was gonna say, and then on the flip side of things, you see this dude coming over. He's got some good size, some sick mitts, and loves life a little bit. Isn't that fun to have that on your wing?
Yep.
I think Nelson's pretty happy, and so was Mac, obviously, for a bit. But now he's back with his buddy.
Must
27.
Be nice. Must be nice. New York Islanders currently, I mean, I know they traded another couple of pieces, but no, not even close to anyone near a point per game.
All right, perfect.
A pretty cool life for Brock Nelson right now.
Point taken.
Do want to keep this conversation going, but we do got to pay a few more bills. So let's make sure we jump across and get that to you here as, you know what? What type of car do you think Marty is?
Marty is a Ferrari, man.
A Ferrari? All right. Well, I can't afford a Ferrari.
Didn't think about that.
What I can afford is a Toyota. The official vehicle of us here at DNVR
I missed the boat there.
and
Sorry.
the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe I should have asked you what LOC was. If I asked you what LOC was, you'd have come up with a Toyota.
He's a truck.
Yeah.
Toyota Tundra.
Make sure you're getting yourself to your local Front Range Toyota dealerships, whatever type of vehicle you need. Maybe not a Ferrari, but they've got fast cars. They're GX series. They have the souped up stuff. You see lots of people racing those on I-70, unfortunately, which drives me crazy. But if you want to race them on the street illegally, you can. They also have hard-working cars like the Toyota Tundra. They've got the 4Runner. They've got things like the Corolla for your everyday commute. Whatever it is, a vehicle for you. 17 different all-wheel drive vehicles, 16 different hybrids, all available at your local Front Range Toyota dealerships, including, but not limited to, AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe, Centennial, Corwin Toyota, Boulder, Groove Toyota, Littleton, Mount State Toyota, Endeavor, Stevens, Doherty, Aurora, and Stevens, Doherty, Weston, Lakewood. Again, the Toyota is the official vehicle of us here at DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. And once you put yourself into Toyota and you can get to where you're going, make sure you're taking care of your health, too. Go check out UC Health, whether it's driving there in your Toyota or getting an online consultation. They've got it all. They want to make sure you're living like there is a tomorrow. You can jump in at uchealth.org today. It's all of your health, too. Physical health, mental health, sleep health, specific health, foot health, skin health, whatever it might be. Toyota has you. UC Health has you fully covered. Toyota will help you, too, by getting you where you need to go. But go check out UC Health. They really do just want you to live your best life. Again, uchealth.org today to live like there is a tomorrow. And then real quick, though, shout out us. I want to shout out us, too. Make sure you're a DNVR diehard. Make sure you're reading AJ's pieces over on the website. He's putting out a bunch of great content. That stuff's all good. You also get a bunch of other perks for being a DNVR diehard. And shout out the Friday Club starting next week. Yep. Like right there, the QR code. Get DNVR events. Come do the monthly DNVR Friday Club. Drink beers. Enjoy some baseball. Enjoy some hanging out. It's going to be a vibe during baseball season. The Rockies might suck, but the Friday Club will be fun. I guarantee it. Come join us for that. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, post-game show, whatever you want to call us, brought to you by Bet365. I called this a B plus A minus game just because I feel like the Avs probably could have been a little bit more potent offensively early in the game. But really, you get into the locker room after a game like that, I don't think you're saying there's a lot you can do much better.
The only thing I'm going to say, and that's not a negative thing, I think it's a powerful thing, is I don't think they even got in the 5th or 6th gear.
There was some cruise control today,
I think
for
they
sure.
kept it in 4th gear and didn't need to go any higher, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
I do believe they have a 5th and a 6th gear.
Me too.
That's maybe why I was thinking Ferrari earlier. But that would be the only thing, and that's not a negative thing. It's more like I feel that the Avalanche are that good right now, and they have more in the tank, and they would have had more in the tank if they were challenged a little bit more. Not a dagger at the LA Kings. It's just I do believe that the Avalanche played the game that was in front of them, but really didn't exhaust themselves. You know, and again, that's the beauty of being up 3-4-0, and you know, then you can rest a little bit and not, you know, again, I'm not telling you that you play, but you know that there's a game Sunday afternoon, and you know what I mean, and you're like, okay, not Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. So you know,
really like a 36-hour turnaround for you, yeah.
And it's a late night tonight, and you know they'll have probably a light skate tomorrow or optional or whatever it is. He said it the other day. There's no more practice time this time of year. Rest is more important. So. But they do have another gear, and we've seen their other gear lately. But I think tonight they didn't need to get to their other gear.
Look, you guys can't buy one, but Toyota has made a few monster trucks over the years. That's what Nathan McKinnon is.
Yep.
Just throwing it out there. We do have some more to talk about, but I do want to hear from Coach Jared Bednar on a game like that because I do think it's interesting. Sometimes coaches can find a few more nitpicks than maybe we can. So let's see what Jared Bednar had to say about this one. Hopefully it's high praise.
Go ahead.
Coach, would you say this was one of your team's best defensive games all season?
Yeah, like I didn't think we had many lapses in there on really good defensive effort right from the drop of the puck, and yeah, we did a nice job suppressing chances, dangerous chances especially. Not a lot of breakdowns. We got beat, you know, a couple times, but did a decent job getting back above pucks out of the offensive zone, off our forecheck. The reloads were strong. I thought our D had a really good night back there. Yeah, so I would say start to finish, it's our best one in a while because we played some solid defensive games. We've had like little windows of 5 minutes here and there that weren't quite as strong as we'd like them to be. But today we finished the job in the third period. It was good effort.
How much of that would you say is having your best performance, and how much of that would you say is what Kale said, we didn't see their best?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You know, like they look really strong in all the video and analytics, like I touched on this morning. They're been the best team in the league last month for a reason. And so I guess whenever you can come out and play a solid game like that and sort of keep them at bay, it's hard to say, but it could be a night where they don't have their legs, and, you know, but again, we have to do our job, and we did it. So I'm pretty happy with our guys and our effort.
Kale had 2 assists, and one of them was pretty spectacular. But also just like a bunch of defensive plays, blocking shots. Just
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a pretty. I mean, even for him, it was.
I think the whole team fits into that, exactly what you just said. You know, I think there's guys making plays all over the ice on the defensive side of it, especially. I thought we started out really dangerous offensively, and then things kind of, you know, slowed down a little bit. But I think that's normal in the third period when you have a lead like that. You're just trying to make sure you're doing the right things, and you're playing it a little bit safe. But I think Kale, for sure, no question, he had a good night. But I do think the whole team kind of fits into that description.
Logan O'Connor scored his 100th career point, and his goal is born from stripping the puck along the wall. It
Yeah.
feels like it captures who he is perfectly. What does that milestone mean to you as a coach seeing?
Well, I've said this before, I love seeing our guys get rewarded for their work. Like, you can see guys even get frustrated, they get some chances in the third period, and they want to score on those chances and they get disappointed or frustrated when they don't. So when players are hitting milestones, right, like Cale gets his 500th point tonight, including playoffs, and then OC hits that number, and I just think, you know, I understand how much dedication and hard work goes into this, 'cause I'm with these guys every day, and then to see them sort of hit those milestones and have success, and it's good to see OC back on the sheet here. A couple games recently, he's played really well, and now he's scoring a little bit again, so it's always a good thing when you're going down a stretch run and trying to get ready for playoffs.
Logan's also talked about finding a complete game lately too, and talking about milestones. Marty gets his 100th career assist too. What has he kind of added and brought to that complete game that you guys are searching for?
Marty? Well, he's turning out to be a trusted player. Like, he did a lot of good things tonight. I thought he was doing a really good job using his skating to his advantage on the defensive side of things. We see it all the time offensively. He's a great skater, but tonight, if the puck turned over, we know that's a really dangerous rush team here, especially recently. We wanted to make sure we were getting back above it and tracking it hard, and he did that. I mean, so games like that, you know, will buy him more opportunity on the defensive side of things. And I don't think it's a coincidence. It's probably one of his stronger defensive games, and then he ends up getting 2 goals out of it. You know, it's just, we want all of our guys to be well-rounded, trusted guys, because I think that's what it takes to win in the playoffs, and he was that tonight, and hopefully he can continue doing that.
Mackenzie Blackwood got his career-high 4th shutout. What can you say about his effort tonight? Is coming close to getting one behind him with Taze, getting that out of the mouth?
I think he was and has been a little bit like our team. You know, we're playing solid. He's made big saves. He's keeping us in games. He's giving us a chance to win. And then, you know, he might let a squeaky one in every once in a while, or he'll make a mistake in his mind and let one in that he feels like he should have. He's really competitive and feels like he should stop everything, which I love that mindset in a goalie. He's never, you know, blaming anybody else. He feels like he should have a chance on even second and third opportunities around the net. But tonight, you know, when we needed him, he was there, and he gets rewarded with the shutout. He was a little bit like our team. There wasn't any lapses in our game tonight on the defensive side of it. Yeah, they got some scoring chances. I think a good team like that's going to create some. But he was equal to the task, so I thought it was a great game from him.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got a pretty impressive stat for you here.
Yes.
And this goes back to beyond the trade deadline even. Obviously, they've been very good since the trade deadline. But even when you look back through to post-Four Nations break. So even starting with those 2 losses to Nashville and St. Louis, they've only given up more than 3 goals in a 16-game stretch twice. One of those games they won. Actually, both of those games they won. One in a shootout, one against Toronto in regulation. And then they've only given up 3 goals 2 more times. So in 12 of the last 16 games, they've given up 2 goals or less.
Those are numbers you look at the start of the year when we were making fun, in a good way, of the Winnipeg Jets. Remember, we were like, man, these guys are winning every game. They don't give up more than 2 goals every game. You know what I mean? And that's exactly the run that this sounds like. You know what I mean? And there's a reason for that. Depth has really played an issue. Goaltending has played a role in this. And then the Avalanche Ds, you know what I mean, have played a big role in this. So I think this is a team finding their stride at the right time. Again, I do it all the time. Injuries have found their way to be limited, so to speak.
Well,
you know.
Yes, injuries have found their way to be limited, but also this defense is getting played with Josh Manson hurt, with EJ missing games, with Gerard missing games.
Exactly.
It's not like they've been 100% healthy. They haven't suffered any serious injuries.
Yeah.
But they are shutting teams down. And you say this all the time. Yes, the defenders are very, very good, but as a team, they are smoking teams when it comes to their defensive acumen.
When they're connected, 5-man units, they're one of the best in the league. And that's why they don't give up much. Because when they play connected, obviously with the deactivation, that means they have the puck. There's a big difference. And then one more factor that I'll add to what you're saying there. Obviously, the sentiment depth. I mean, it's absolutely
matters a
ridiculous.
lot.
It matters a lot. It's like building a house, right? You don't just all of a sudden build a roof without building,
kick the main foundation pillar out.
It doesn't work that way. Right now, they got the foundation down the pipe, down the middle. Very nice to see, and it makes a difference. And then one thing I'm going to add more, and I know people make a big deal out of it, and it shows in the wins and losses, of course. But it shows probably in what you're trying to say there, because the Avalanche are playing their style of game when number 13's in the lineup.
Yep.
He's made a big difference.
They're like, what, 14-1-1 in his last 16 games or something stupid?
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So he changes the dynamics of that lineup. Wow. I mean, again, those are 6 stats you just brought up. And when you look at it that way, that is a big sample size. It's not, a 3-game sample size. You're talking about 15 to 20 games. That makes a big difference. That means you're actually pretty good.
Yep.
There's no ifs and buts about it. You're good.
Anyone telling you the Avs aren't good is lying to you right now. I'll tell you that. Or they're scared. Maybe. That could be the case. Is it important that the Avs have these rotating guys in their depth? Not the injuries, obviously. Health is important, but we've made a lot of, the new guys coming in. There's been a lot of turnover in the Avs lineup this year. The Avs made 10 trades this season if you include preseason.
Well,
have we hit the critical mass of chemistry? Because we've seen Miles Wood come in and play fine. We see LOC come in, come out, play fine. Jimmy Vesey comes in, plays fine. We see the top 9, if we're honest, flop the wingers all over the place, play fine. Is it there? Is chemistry an illusion? Have the Avs just figured out how to play with each other regardless of what the setup is?
Yes, and I feel good about it because I think right now you're in the single-digit games left.
Yep.
When you understand the dynamics, for example, the cat. Well, the Avs lineup, knocking on wood right now, not saying the word that starts with an I, you know what I mean? But if that's the case, there's really no spots in the lineup. And I mean it. There's no spots in the lineup. And I think that as much as Jimmy, you're going to come in and play well, or Miles for that matter, I think those guys are on the outside looking in. And that's okay.
I think that's the reality.
Okay. That's the reality, and that's okay. And you got to be a good team guy, and you got to be ready. You will be called upon because of what I don't want to talk about.
I'll simplify it for you. You know why those 2 guys are on the outside looking in? Because the Avs are built to win.
That's it. And
you have guys that would be starters on probably most lineups in the NHL as your scratches.
They are dirty right now at death.
Yep.
It's dirty. There's dirt bags in there now. There's skills. There's everything. I love it. But reality and realistically, there was one spot that we talked about, right? We said, Colton found its way, right? You know what I mean? He went dry for 15 games, which was ridiculous. He's been great since. And again, why? He might have felt the heat too. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't know about, maybe my spot's not I don't know. You know what I mean? And it's kind of embarrassing at $4 million, whatever it is. You're like, oh my God, I'm letting my team down. It's not about the money. And he's an important piece, and he's played well. There's a reason they're winning. But then we were like, maybe on the wing on that line.
Maybe,
you know what I mean? But we knew that Jared likes the cat. You know what I mean? And we like the cat too. So we just like to have fun with it. But give credit to the cat. He's played great. So I think
undeniably a good hockey player.
That's my point. He's trustworthy. So now that's what you got. And that 4th line's been great together. They're like the 3 Musketeers, and they're just going, and they're like little Energizer bunnies, and not little because they're not little. They play hard. They play heavy, and now they're trustworthy. They can play against top lines. They can play against anything you want. So
Bednar is regularly starting his third and fourth line at the start of
absolutely.
periods.
And again, like I don't see a way in right now except like we saw tonight, the cat's out day to day, and then Miles gets an opportunity. He was, again, he wasn't given a lot of ice time, but he was okay. I think, he had a good couple shifts. Maybe show that, when called upon, he can do the job and, use his speed and get in there. But I think those guys are on the outside looking in for now, and that's just the reality of it.
I can't get this picture out of my head because you keep calling LOC a dirtbag.
The dirtbag.
He's Mayor Dirtbag.
Mayor Dirtbag.
And I just see someone like coming up to him and being like, "Oh yeah, Mayor Dirtbag, we need you to sign this referendum to clean the ice at Ball Arena. There's too much dirt on it."
He's taking kickbacks right now. That's what he is. He's taking kickbacks. I'm just kidding.
This is kind of off topic, but let's be honest. The Avs ran away with this game and won it 4-0. There's not a ton to say about that third period other than E got scammed on his bet. Nate just couldn't find the Hattie for him. But there was an interesting comment up a little bit. Yeah, I think it was from Nick. Yeah. Over under on Vegas fans trying to compare Gabe to Mark Stone shenanigans is 80%. Here's the thing.
He hasn't played 3 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. We all agree the rules are stupid. All fans hate the stupid weirdness with LTIR and scamming the salary cap. Everyone agrees it's dumb. We all got mad about it. And the NHL basically said, we don't care. It's a thing. Deal with it. And so good that the Avs are doing it. Because the NHL clearly doesn't care. The NHL clearly thinks it's allowed. So if you're not doing it, you ain't trying hard enough.
And he hasn't played 3 years. I mean, it's not like he played like 4 weeks ago and then the guy goes on LTIR and go get a guy. He hasn't played in 3 years. They're captains. Since they lifted the Stanley Cup, he's never played since. So there's certainly a different dynamics. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Kucherov, I mean, they all did it. I mean, at the end of the day, part of the rules.
It is an impressive win. Yes, it's against their backup goaltender, but you gave up 0.
Could have won 1-0. Marty Party would have scored against anybody there. Even like Patty Waugh, he would have scored there.
Pretty tough. There were some pretty tough saves to make on a couple of those Avs goals, for
Big
sure.
save Dave was fine. Wasn't on him.
No, I would agree. That is what it is on that front, though.
Yeah.
When you look at the grand scheme of let's keep it to this homestand. Let's not get too grand on it so far. But the Avs now sit a perfect 3-0 on this homestand.
Yep.
2-0, 3-0. Let me just look up their schedule.
2-0.
Yeah. All right. 2-0. They're perfect on the homestand so far.
Yeah, 4-game homestand. They play Saturday, Monday.
Yeah. They play Saturday and Monday. So we talked a little bit about defending home ice on the pregame.
Mm-hmm.
Avs are very likely to not have home ice advantage in the first round. But, and hear me out, does that actually make winning at home even more important for Colorado? Because if you're the road team and you lose home games, you're immediately in big trouble, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think down the stretch here, I think being at home, having the home dominant, making you feel good with this new team, it's a new team, right? Meaning like there's some new bodies that were added the last few weeks, right? So it makes it a big difference. All of a sudden, if you feel good about your game at home, then usually you feel pretty good about your game on the road. And if you look at their last road trip, they still won a road trip again. And the goal on the road is always you want to go steal one, right? And then if you steal one, all you got to do is win your games at home. And then here goes the series.
You're never in trouble until you lose at home.
That's it. So I think it's important. The Avalanche are a good road team. They're a good home team. You got to find a balance there between. And even if they start on the road, which again, I'm not saying they are. If I said they do, it's sometimes a little bit easier to start on the road when you have the pressure to win the Stanley Cup. You know what I mean? So it's kind of sometimes it's a blessing to get on the road and just get away from all the noise and stick together, feel good about your game and try to go win at least one. You want to win both games, no crap. What I'm saying, but if you can get one, then you feel good about it. And then, like you just said, which is so true, never in trouble until you lose a game at home. So if you can manage that route, you should be in for a good treat in the spring right here for the Avalanche.
Put your player cap on for me
Yeah.
for a minute here. We saw, or rather we heard, some "We Want the Cup" chants in Ball Arena tonight
Yep.
at this game. If you're a player out there, one, do you even hear those? And two, are you not a little chuffed? Are you not a little bit pumped that your fan base is feeling that way in the middle of a hockey game?
Oh, yeah, you definitely can hear that. And then, yes, you are pumped. And then remember, though, people will always answer that, and they think that it's like a cliche. It's not. They go like, hey, listen, I have high expectations on myself, first and foremost. But it's true. The Avalanche on themselves as a team have huge expectations. They do. They do. They're about winning, and they want to win. And their manager, or the front office, were about winning at the deadline, or these all season long, giving them the tools, meaning the assets on the ice to go and win. So they are about winning. They feel good about it, and then when you hear the chants and everything, it just kind of reassures you that, hey, that's what we're here for. We're not here to win 5 games in a row at home, or have a franchise record, 11, whatever, second best franchise record of 11 home games.
Yeah.
They want to win the last game standing. I mean,
Sure.
that's all they care about. Guys talk about it, and you can say you're about winning, and you can be about winning. The Avalanche are certainly about winning right now. I think that they've shown that, and I think that they're showing the rest of the league that right now, that they are about winning, and they want to win it all.
It's interesting because I think certainly you and I believe the Avs have always been about winning, but they went through stretches this year where they weren't winning very well.
Yeah.
And even their worst stretches, they're a 500 team at worst. But
Yeah.
when they were a 500 team, they were extremely critical of themselves, right? That is not a team that skates by when there are issues. So it's nice to experience a stretch of hockey where, you know what? You're not hearing the Avs players talk very much in a good way because they don't have to say anything right now. You go out and you look at every game they play, and their play on the ice speaks for itself. That's the good life, man.
And it comes at the right time.
Yep.
Right? Because this is the time that usually, it's like the first 20 games of the season. You know what I mean? Like, was it perfect for them? No, but they found a way to stop the bleeding a few times and to have some tough conversations, with one another, publicly, privately. So it was kind of crazy that they stayed, what do you call that? They stayed afloat despite all the
Survived.
crap. They
Improvise,
survived.
adapt, overcome.
And it's like you say about like PDOs and things, it's not gonna last or whatever. And
Unsustainable.
it wasn't gonna be sustainable. Like Ross Colton going 15 games without having a puck hit his skate. I mean, like, come on.
You're also not going to go 14-1-1 every 16 games.
That's my-
Also unsustainable.
Unsustainable. But you know that when it does go sideways, because it will, you have the guys, you have the leadership, you have the elements to face it dead on. And when you face it dead on and you're not blaming and pointing fingers, it makes a big difference. Trust me, I've been in locker rooms where, honestly, like you're getting undressed and then you raise your eyebrows. You're like, what's this guy saying? Like, honestly, like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? And then it's like fights start and stuff like that. This is different here. They know how to win. They've been there, and they know when to tighten it up, and they know when to put the screws back in and really face it within each other dead on. And I think that's what you're seeing right now. So I'm not worried if there is a little bit of a dip somewhere, somehow.
They're going to lose a few in these last 10.
And
just prepare yourself.
You just
for that.
have to make sure you believe and trust in your inside, that what you have inside that room, and you go face it, and then you move on, and it's going to turn. So right now, it's just cruise control for them. You know what I mean? So all good.
Yep.
Not saying I mind that at all either. So
Let's hit I think we have one super chat really quick, and then we'll roll into overtime. $10 from Kyle, who says, if it wasn't for COVID years, Colorado would be sniffing around the most consecutive 50-win seasons right now. Love how consistent these Colorado teams have been over the years. Yeah, it's very, very impressive. I think if you could put into a single comment why all of the fire Jared Bednar things are nonsense, that might be it right there. But beyond that, we've said this for a long time. Now, it used to be McKinnon, Mikko, and Makar. But with a core of McKinnon, Necas, and Makar, the Avs are a playoff team pretty much every year, just based on those three guys alone. They'll get you pretty darn far. It's about building the right guys around them to make them a real cup winner.
Yeah. And for me, what's the most impressive thing is the secondary guys. You know, the Natushkin, the Drouins, the Lekkonens, the Tays, the Gerards. Now put Wedgwood in there. You know, you'll put Balckwood at the top, put Wedgwood in there. So, yeah, fun to watch that, fun to see. And I'll tell you one thing, this is, I don't know, like you said, is this sustainable? Probably not, but it sure is nice right now if it was sustainable, because that means it's going to be a nice spring, and I'm not putting the cart in front of the horse, but it's just a fact right now. They're playing great hockey.
Yep. Can't deny it. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Top to bottom, the vibes are up for the Colorado Avalanche. Hopefully they can keep it that way. I will, like I said, prepare yourself for a couple of losses down the stretch of the year. Those things happen. But when you look at the Avs, when you expect them to show up in the playoffs, it's this type of hockey that you know they can play and that you're looking for. And again, this was fourth gear. The Avs probably could turn it up a notch if they need to.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple more.
Started the show by saying they're pretty good. Going to end the show by saying they're pretty good. It's good stuff right now from Colorado. That's all I got. Anything you want to add?
Love it. Bring on Jimmy Montgomery and the Blues.
If we're playing the Blues, that means the Avs made round 2.
Yes.
But, they do play them on Saturday afternoon, too. That game just means a little bit less. We are going to wrap up tonight's show, though. We appreciate all y'all hanging out with us. Didn't quite make it to Midnight Mountain, but if you're east of us, you're well into tomorrow. We appreciate all y'all staying up late with us. We are off, not tomorrow. We are on tomorrow. Off day show. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow, too. We appreciate y'all. We will be back. This has been the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.